So Baker Hughes plays right across the hydrogen value chain. So production, we really involved with a number of partners looking at production technologies, whether that is actually compression or application and power generation within the production application, or whether it's things like turquoise technology. We've just acquired capability in Acona, which is a turquoise hydrogen technology. Then as you think about transporting and moving hydrogen, whether that is in gas form or in liquid form, there's capability that we have there. And based off of what we do today in the liquid natural gas space and compression and transportation space, we play very strongly there. And then thinking about how we play later, obviously in application, again, compression plays, but also gas turbine combustion, hydrogen combustion, and we have broad capability to burn blended or up to 100% hydrogen in our gas turbine portfolio. For me, I think there's two areas on, regulation-wise and policy, and they both really come around carbon and putting a price on carbon, and then what are the sort of liabilities associated with carbon sequestration potentially. So it's taking away the risk and also framing up sort of economics for companies to really think about the investment horizon. So what you see today is a tremendous amount of feasibility studies, a lot of engineering and thought and some economic modeling as to how would these work. Then there comes the question of what's the certainty? So how do you de-risk that? And in many cases, what I would say is the enabler for that is going to be a carbon price. And then also what happens with carbon that's sequestered and what does the liability landscape look like for that? That then really sets the tone. And then from there, whether it's carbon capture and sequestration, whether it's hydrogen, whether it's other clean fuels, energy storage, all of those, start to compete basically against each other, and the economics really start to firm up quite nicely. And I think that would be broadly the accelerator. Shorter term, I think there's policy and incentive around pilots and technology proofs, where you're looking at clusters and hubs where you can leverage the scale of the investment across a multiple different number of applications without really thinking about broader infrastructure play. So those are the areas where I'd say will enable hydrogen in sort of a broader application and then development. So for me, the primary thing for Baker Hughes is really, first and foremost, that it gets us recognized and it gets people to recognize that what we do in this space and also the stance that we're taking. We committed to net zero a number of years ago now and are actually well on that path. So as a total company, we're down about 27% on our baseline emissions, even though volume of business activity has grown. So we continue to drive that down. Underpinning that is really what we're doing on technology and how much of our research and development, new technology investment is going into climate technologies, climate abatement technologies. So getting people to really see what we're doing and then the engagement that comes from that. So from the panel earlier today, already there's been engagement about let's connect on a variety of different projects or technologies where we can start to move those forward. I think broader from the conference, really the understanding as a globe, we're late on action. Broadly across multiple countries and as many countries as possible, we have to have some kind of framework that prices carbon emission. Because short of that, where we are today, the economics drive you to lowest cost of energy, and lowest cost of energy without any carbon tax is really where we are today. So putting a broader play, levelizing the playing field across as many countries as possible and putting a carbon tax on is going to be the most important thing that hopefully would come out of this.